is Bobby C reporting from the Barclays Center, where Duke's road to the ACC Championship meant knocking off 3 higher seeds en route to winning it all. Just really wanted to ask you how this feels. Is it as awesome as you thought it would be?
It's amazing, you know. It's my first one, so excited, you know. It took long enough, but to get here is unbelievable. To win this tournament, you know, in the best league in the country, it's nothing short of spectacular.
Well, we're winners, and I think we showed that. I mean, we didn't give up, and playing four games in 4 days is not an easy task, especially when you're playing 4 great teams. But we fought, and at the end of the day, it was all emotion and heart.
We were on fumes, and my 2 seniors really led us. And then, like the last 10 minutes of the game, we didn't call a play. We just said, you play, you take ownership, and then you could see our guys just make plays.
Duke is a special program for everyone around the country, and they've showcased it here this week.
Yeah, you know, just ACC has been an unbelievable conference this year. The road they had to travel to get to this championship and the challenges they face, you know, just being on the inside, kind of watching it, I really feel good for these guys. They showed a lot of courage, a lot of resilience, so just a great feeling all the way around.
We're such a tough team. I'm just so proud of the way that we can fight. We've gotten so much better these past few days, and we're continuing to, you know, chase our dream, man, and we're looking forward to it.
Number 2 Duke will face number 18 Marquette in the first round of the NCAAs. The dancing is underway. March Madness has begun. Duke's route to winning the ACC tournament went through top-seeded North Carolina last Friday in the semifinals. That matchup is college basketball's equivalent of Yankees-Red Sox. The Blue Devils were down by 13 in the second half, but came storming back last Friday night to reach the conference final on their way to March Madness. Here's more.
We all have that mentality just to never say die, and you know, Coach instills that in us with his passion, you know, and you know, it's just incredible for us to, you know, what we're doing, and hopefully to keep doing it for however long, you know, we're playing.
For you now, has the focus turned to bigger and better things?
I mean, you know, it have to. You know, we lost tonight. You know, we got to learn from it. You know, Coach told us some things, so you know, we got to take that, you know, and really apply it. You know, so it's all about, you know, next game now.
Thus far, the opening round has produced several close calls and some that started out that way but didn't finish that way, including reigning national champion number 1 Villanova coasting past number 16 Mount St. Mary's 76-56. That was a game early on. The other number 1s are Kansas, Gonzaga, and North Carolina. Our local MAC champions Iona are seeded number 14 and will face number 3 Oregon today at 2 p.m. Tough draw, but not impossible for the Gales. Every year it looks more and more like these lower seeds are much closer to the higher seeds than one would think. Number 9 Seton Hall will face number 8 Arkansas. The Pirates were stunned by Nova in the Big East tournament, but like North Carolina, I like some of the teams that didn't fare well in their conference tourneys. We saw it last year with Nova. I expect to see it again this year. And as far as Cinderellas go, Northwestern might be fit for the glass slipper. They won 68-66 Thursday, made possible by a foolish intentional foul by Vanderbilt in the final 15 seconds. We shift gears from the college basketball hardwood to Major League Soccer, where our BronxNet cameras took in the New York City Football Club opener last Sunday. We go back inside the locker room for more.
How important is it to make Yankee Stadium a tough place for your opponents?
I mean, it like I said, they give us so much energy from the get-go. You know, it's so hard going away and you know, playing in different stadiums in front of other fans, and when they're all behind you, like New York were today, it makes it really difficult for the other side to play.
When you seem to lead 2-3-0, it's always a bit difficult to get in the game again. But after the 10 minutes, I think we were stable again. It's normal that the other team has some chances too. We can prevent everything, but we kept playing forward, tried to keep control of the game, and I think we managed that pretty well. It's the second game of the season, so we have to be happy with that.
I'm so happy because I'm healthy. I'm happy with the team. I'm happy in New York with my club, and I try to do the best every game. Of course, it's not always the same that today. I have 2 chances and I score 2 goals, but I try to do the best. The most important for me is I'm happy and I'm healthy.
The expectation is clear, and that's to win, plain and simple. And I think everybody in here has that mentality, and it's going to take that championship mentality to go out there and win game after game and be consistently good. We've got the good players to do that. We've got players who are able to go out there and execute. It's just a matter of really coming together on the day and doing the best we can to get a result, and I think that showed today.
NYCFC will now face the Montreal Impact Saturday at Yankee Stadium. As for the Red Bulls, they will be in Seattle on Sunday. On the ice, the New York Rangers have struggled at home of late. They fell at Tampa Bay 3-2 on Monday night. The Broadway Blue Shirts will have the Florida Panthers tonight at the Garden and then travel to Minnesota for a quick turnaround on Saturday. The Islanders are still clinging to some slim playoff hopes. They didn't help their cause Thursday night in a 4-2 loss to Winnipeg. Meanwhile, the Devils will be in Pittsburgh tonight. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. Indiana and Tom Crean have parted ways after 9 seasons. The school announced Thursday the Hoosiers went to the Sweet 16 3 times in his tenure, but have not made it to the NCAA tournament twice in the past 4 seasons, including this year. Even though they beat Kansas and North Carolina early in the season, this was a big news item on Thursday for college basketball junkies. Bulls guard Dwayne Wade is out for the rest of the regular season after an MRI revealed he has a small fracture and a sprain in his right elbow. That could spell the end of his 1 season in Chicago. D-Wade's still good when he's healthy. Had a C-list about Russell Westbrook a couple of weeks ago. If you were wondering, Westbrook's only needs to average 7.5 rebounds and 8.8 assists in the last dozen or so games of the season to average a triple-double, MVP. The Knicks will have their 4th straight losing season. The Nets delivered a 121-110 victory over their counterparts Thursday night. The Nets did a nice job on Sunday celebrating the 20th anniversary of Notorious B.I.G. His passing was 20 years ago on March 9th. And the Nets playing against the Knicks in the BK Sunday honored the late rapper with Biggie Night. The halftime ceremony featured Puff Daddy and a banner that will hang in the rafters from here on, remembering Biggie Smalls. The baseball world will not forget former Marlins ace Jose Fernandez. However, more details continue to emerge about his boating accident from September 25th, and they are not good. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission concluded in its nearly 6-month investigation that Fernandez was the operator of the speeding boat that crashed and killed Fernandez and 2 others that early morning. And yes, alcohol was involved. Baseball will also pay remembrance to 2 young up-and-comers who passed away this season. Pitcher Yordano Ventura and infielder Andy Marte both were killed in separate car accidents in the Dominican Republic this offseason. On to some better international news for baseball. As Fernando Rodney will proudly tell you, the Dominican Republic produces a lot of plantains, a variety of banana but with less sugar, thicker skins, and much more starch. The plantain has become a rallying call in the dugout for the Dominican Republic baseball team during the World Baseball Classic. Japan and the Netherlands has advanced in the WBC, reaching the semifinals. USA and Puerto Rico are the other top teams in Pool F. USA stunned Venezuela 4-2, scoring 3 late runs. My boy Eric Hosmer delivered the 2-run homer. It would be nice to see Team USA in the championship. MLB's regular season is quickly approaching. Fantasy baseball fans are gearing up. ESPN had some cool numbers this week. Some early season stats projected by ESPN talked about clutchness. Statistically speaking, Yoenis Cespedes is tops for the Mets in this category, of course. While new Yankee Matt Holliday fits the bill for the Bronx Bombers, Yanks are certainly hoping that indeed this will ring true for the 37-year-old. The Yanks have signed former closer Ernesto Frieri. He was a stud with Anaheim before injuries. In Mets camp, Tim Tebow got his first spring hit and then proceeded to have a 2-hit game as he finishes the spring strong. Boxing fans will be glued to the TV Saturday night. Brooklyn's Daniel Jacobs will take on Triple G at Madison Square Garden. The way Jacobs sees things, it's all so clear. If he was able to survive cancer that left him on the brink of death and resume his boxing career at an elite level when his doctors told him it was unlikely, how dare anyone tell him he can't defeat Triple G? He is the underdog, but I'll take the local kid in a summit meeting of the world's best 160-pounders, 9 p.m. Eastern on HBO pay-per-view. UFC President Dana White is suddenly optimistic that a proposed boxing match between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor will in fact take place in an appearance on Conan on Wednesday night. White said a deal is not yet in place for the potentially lucrative event, but he suggested it might only be a matter of time. On the NFL gridiron, free agent cornerback Morris Claiborne is expected to sign with the New York Jets, a league source told ESPN's Adam Schefter. Claiborne will become the second cornerback to leave the Dallas Cowboys this offseason when the deal is completed. He'll replace Darrelle Revis. A judge has dismissed all charges against Revis stemming from a late-night altercation in February. Some reports speculate that Revis could sign with Pittsburgh and play safety. That would be a good move for him and for them. He's a Pittsburgh legend, and I do think he could slot in well at safety. Vikings general manager Rick Spielman told reporters on a conference call Thursday that running back Adrian Peterson will not be back with the Vikings. It will be interesting to see where he lands. Giants GM Jerry Reese checked out Vanderbilt linebacker Zach Cunningham. When Reese attends a school's pro day, historically it has meant that a certain prospect is high on the team's list. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for some commentary on the March Madness Upset Special. Some of you probably looked at me like I was insane when I suggested moments ago that Iona might have a shot against Oregon, but I think it's important on this Friday morning, with so many of you clinging to your brackets, the sheets of integrity, that upsets in the first round of the NCAA tournament are becoming more and more common. Virginia rallied against UNC Wilmington Thursday to avoid the familiar 12-seed upset, and for 1 minute, don't think that wasn't in the back of their minds. Oregon did have a tough injury to Chris Boucher. They can overwhelm with size and defense, but Iona shoots the three. The Gales were really not as great as they have been in the MAC in recent years, but sometimes all you need is a little luck. Shooting the three well doesn't hurt either. Will it happen? Maybe not, but don't be surprised if it does. I'm sure there is a major upset or two on the way in the first and second round of the tourney. That's what March Madness is all about. So sneak in a dream team or two in your Final Four. Don't go all number one seeds, folks. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C. rooting for some upsets this season. Stay with us. More Open back after this.